How do you like your chocolate cakes? Extremely chocolatey or just okay? If you are like me that loves a chocolate cake to be really chocolatey as well as moist, then stay right to the end where I'll be sharing. That's what happens when the chocolate crumbles behind the scene as I try to put together the video for today. But you know what? We move. How do you like your chocolate cakes? Extremely chocolatey or just okay? If you're like me who likes a chocolate cake to be extremely chocolatey and moist, then stay to the end. We'll be sharing an interesting ingredient that will make your cake not only super chocolatey but extremely moist. Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're here for your first time, hello and welcome. To all my returning subscribers, thanks so much for always coming back to watch my videos, to love, to share. You are the real MVP. If you're seeing me today for the first time, I am Patience Kinga, creating content on cakes, on pastries, and everything that has to do with flour. In today's episode, I'll be showing you how to make a chocolate cake. But first, don't forget to subscribe, to like, to share, and to turn on the notification button such that when next I upload a video, you're going to be the first to get notified. Thanks. Previously, we made a vanilla yogurt cake, and today we will be making a moist chocolate cake. A cup of butter, 2 cups of sugar if you're using Guinness, or just 1 if you're using Malta Guinness. A cup of mayonnaise, a teaspoon of baking soda, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 3 teaspoons of vanilla extract, 1½ teaspoon of instant coffee, a teaspoon of salt, 4 eggs, 2 cups of flour, a cup of cocoa powder, 1½ cup of Malta Guinness, a cup of chocolate bits. In this recipe, I use Malta Guinness instead of Guinness, but Guinness still works as much as the Malta Guinness. In the mixing bowl is the butter and sugar that I'm going to mix for a minute continuously on high speed. Once I mix, I stop to scrape the sides to make sure everything gets in and everything gets well incorporated. Once that is done, I mix again for about a minute. I now put the 3 teaspoons of vanilla extract and mix some more. Once that is done, I scrape the sides again to make sure everything gets in. As the vanilla, butter and sugar are mixing together, I take the cocoa powder and pour in a bowl of the flour and also mix together, as well as I add all the rest of the dry ingredients, the salt, the baking powder and the baking soda. I mix this together to make sure everything incorporates. Once that is done, I set aside. I put the coffee into the bowl of the Malta Guinness. Now this is how my mixture looks like, the mixture of the butter, the sugar and the vanilla. At this point, I put in some eggs and I mix together. Once that is done, once it's okay for me, I scrape the sides and I check the consistency. I put the rest of the eggs and mix for about 30 seconds. This is how the consistency looks like. White, fluffy and airy. Now I add some mayonnaise. Mayonnaise has oil and it helps to make the cake so moist. This is the special ingredient that I put to my cake as well as the Malta Guinness to make the chocolate cake really moist. At this point, I set my oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit to preheat. See what it looks like? So beautiful, so soft. I alternate adding in the dry ingredients and the wet ingredients in 2 batches. Each time I put them together, I mix for about a minute. I also grease my cake pans. I'm using 2 8-inch cake pans. I put the final batch of the dry ingredients and the wet ingredients. I mix for about 30 seconds on medium speed because you do not want to overbeat the mixture too. I scrape the sides to make sure everything gets in. Now I add a cup of chocolate bits. This also makes the cake extremely chocolatey, soft and moist in the mouth. Just a little bit of mixing and this is the final look. So soft. Scrape the sides. I put the batter in the cake pans, so about 2/3 full. Once that is done, once I'm sure everything is in, I tap the cake pan a little bit to take off air bubbles. Once all is set, I put them in the oven to bake for about 40 to 45. When a toothpick inserted inside the cake comes out dry, this is how it looks like once done. And this is the final look, frosted with chocolate frosting. Please do not forget to like, to subscribe, to share, and to turn on the notification. Bye.